Hello and welcome back to the Sad to Savage podcast. I'm your host, Shelby Sacco Spinnick. So many S's right off the back. And today we are going to be learning how to create a 20-minute morning routine following 3 steps. We're continuing with our reactive to routine little mini series, and I cannot wait to just dive right into this episode. You guys know that I'm obsessed with my morning routine. I have a 4-hour, honestly, I think it's longer than a 4-hour routine at this point, but I have a set morning routine that I do every single day that I'm obsessed with, that sets me up for success. That is something I truly look forward to every single day, that gives my life structure, purpose, helps me achieve and work towards my goals and my dreams. I think a morning routine is so crucial to physical and mental health, and I can't wait to help you guys start to create one with today's episode. Now, the morning routine that I have now is drastically different than the one that I started with 5 years ago, where I'd wake up a little bit earlier and I'd go on a walk. And that choice to wake up a little bit earlier, go on a walk, I didn't even realize at the time I was creating a morning routine or creating structure for myself. I really had no idea what I was doing and the drastic life altering changes that would come because of that choice. Thank God that I made them, truly thank God. But I didn't realize that I was creating a morning routine back then. Why I think I was so successful with starting and changing my life, looking back on my entire journey with habits, is because I started in a way that was small, realistic, and something that I could do consistently, something that was sustainable, something that I could build upon. And that is why I'm so excited to do a beginner morning routine. Now, if you have ever tried to create a morning routine in your life before and you've failed, I like to think that sometimes we bite off more than we can chew. I think that's the saying. You know what, you guys, I need to sit down and spend like an hour just looking up sayings, because I always love to say a saying, but I never actually know what the saying is. But it's like, let bygones be bygones. I'll figure that out later. But if you've ever tried to create a morning routine and failed, sometimes I think it's because we might have really overwhelmed ourselves or bitten off more than we could chew. With this 20-minute morning routine, I think that it sets you up for success because it is small, it is realistic, it's something that is going to help you. You'll be able to feel the benefits for it. You'll be able to repeat it consistently, get it down, and then if you want, you can build upon it and add more to it. That's what I suggest, is starting off small, simple, getting the hang of it, building habits, seeing the results, and then building. But also, if you just want a quick 20-minute morning routine, that is incredible too. Now, without further ado, let's jump right in. There are 3 easy steps. When I was writing this episode and researching it and just getting everything prepared for it, I wanted it to be simple. Bop, bop, bop. Here's exactly what you do. We don't have to overwhelm ourselves. We don't have to make it super, super crazy. I want it to be, okay, here is how we're going to create it. We have it ready to go for the next day, and here's how we're going to build it. We're going to follow it and continue on from there. In a few episodes on this podcast, I'm doing an advanced morning routine. So my idea here is that you can listen to the beginner morning routine, create it, build it, repeat it, grow it as a habit, and then come back to the advanced one whenever you're ready. Now, let's dive into the 3 steps for a 20-minute morning routine. Now, before we jump in to the 3 steps, I just want to remind you guys about the habit loop. In a habit loop, you have a cue, a routine, and a reward, and you follow this cycle over and over until you form a habit. The cue is the trigger. It's what starts the habit loop. It could be a time, a place, a location, a feeling. It is something that is going to start that habit and cause the routine. The routine is the habitual behavior. It is what is happening right after you get the cue. Once you do the routine, you then get a reward. The reward's kind of driving the habit loop, because when you get a cue, your brain does what it's learned, the routine, because it wants the reward. When you create a habit, you strategically pick a cue, a routine, and a reward, and you repeat it over and over and over, and that's what helps engrave the pathway in your brain and engrave that habit. Now, a habit is an automatic behavior that you don't have to think about. The more that you build something as a habit, the less of a conscious choice it becomes, and it's something that you just do. It becomes who you are. So me doing my morning routine that I've been doing for 5 years, and though it's been a little bit different over the 5 years and it's grown, that is who I am. That is a habit that I've engraved so deeply in my brain and my body and every ounce of me that I feel wonky if I don't do it. If I'm on vacation and I can't complete it, I'm like, oh, that's weird. I feel like part of me's missing, because it is so engraved in my soul. That's what's so cool about habits, is you can literally change your brain. You can change who you are. You can change your identity. But we needed to understand the habit loop so that we understand how to build a morning routine, because essentially what we're going to do to build a morning routine is build a new habit. We want this morning routine to become second nature, to become a part of us. In every single episode I do in this podcast, well, at least season 4, I make a worksheet because I like to see things visually and because I'm trying to teach you guys a lot of things. So it's easier if you have a worksheet you can kind of follow along with, or you can use it after the fact to fill out to make sure you're set up for success. If you want that, I have the worksheet for free in the bio of this episode. I also have a full program coming out on building habits, changing habits, waking up earlier, not snoozing your alarm, morning routine, nighttime routine. The programs are for people that would have better time sitting down and learning from that structure, me sitting and teaching, going super in depth, worksheets. Like I just do good in programs and courses. Anyway, step number, also you guys, I can't stop talking with an accent. I don't even know what accent it is. I'm like, anyway. It's usually that voice is me impersonating my mom sometimes because she'll look at me and be like, oh, Shelby Leah. And I don't know where it comes from because she doesn't really talk like that. So I started impersonating her, I don't even think she's impersonating anyone. I think it's just how she acts when she's being dramatic. And now I've applied it to my entire vocab. Anyway, step number 1 for creating your 20-minute morning routine is set your cue. Now that is going to be what starts your morning routine. You want this to be something that is automatic, something that is going to happen every single morning, something that's consistent. And the goal is to train your brain to recognize that it is now time to do what comes next, which is the routine. So if you're thinking of cues that could trigger the start of your morning routine every single day, you want to think of what is happening. I like the cue of literally my alarm / my hatch going off. You could have turning your alarm off be the cue. You could have opening your blinds for sunlight when you get out of bed, be the cue. Okay, once you open the blinds, that's the start of your morning routine. You could have once you brush your teeth in the morning, or once you use the bathroom, or just simple, like right when you wake up, or say it's after you feed your pets in the morning, or your partner leaving for the day. My cats, they bite my husband in the morning, not like vicious, like a little nibble, because they want him to wake up and give them food. They have food in their bowls. They just like him literally going downstairs and like he literally fake puts food in their bowl because it's already in there. That example is all to say that my husband getting out of bed in the morning, fake feeding our cats, that'd be a great cue for him because he's doing that every single morning. So once he does that, he could start his morning routine. Sit and take some time and think through what could be a good cue for a morning routine. I want you guys to all build 20-minute easy morning routines. What is the first thing that is going to start your habit loop and tell your brain, okay, I'm going to start a morning routine right now? What is that first thing for you? Also, whenever you create a habit, whenever you're trying to change your life, whenever you build a morning routine, anything, I want you guys to have this perspective. This perspective has helped me so much that you are going to try. And if you fail, it does not mean you failed and you need to give up. When you're trying to change your life, the first thing that we try is not always going to be the best thing for ourselves. We'll have a learning curve. I say this all the time whenever I'm like crying or like having a mental breakdown or having a hard time with something. I'm like, oh gosh, this learning curve is really beating my butt. Like this is a hard learning curve. That's all it is. You didn't fail. It's not like you can't have a morning routine. You just have to try it a different way. So say this week, you're like, okay, I'm going to have a morning routine. I'm going to do it right after I feed my pet in the morning. But then say some days your partner gets up to feed the pet. So it's an inconsistent morning little cue. Instead, you could say, you know what, why don't I do every single morning I wake up and I have to pee so bad? Why don't I do right after I go to the bathroom every morning? And you try something else and that works for you, right? Every single time you fail, you are one step closer to getting to what is going to work for you. So sit and think through what is the cue that you are going to try this next week. Now we're going to take a quick break for an ad. One platform that I've used for my business and I've also used while checking out when I'm shopping with other businesses is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Alo Yoga and Skims to brands just getting started. Shopify has amazing features like hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify also helps you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand style. I started using it when I built my business, Sad to Savage, and it truly was easy to use, especially as a newbie who had no idea what was going on. It is also packed with helpful AI tools that will write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. It also has world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond, helps you find your customers with easy-to-run emails and social media campaigns. Shopify is so awesome. Now, all of those features that I listed are incredible, but one of my personal favorite things is when I'm online shopping and I see that little purple Shopify button when I'm checking out to purchase something from another brand. It's the one that pops up and has all of your information saved so that it is so easy and seamless and quick to check out and purchase the item that you just shopped for. I genuinely love it. See less carts go abandoned and more sales go with Shopify and their Shop Pay button. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/savage. Go to shopify.com/savage. That's shopify.com/savage. Step number 2, remember we're doing this real simple, is we are going to choose 1 to 3 mini little habits to become our morning routine. We want this to be 20 minutes or less, right? We want 1 to 3 little itty bitty baby habits. If we choose 1 to 3 simple actions that support whatever our goals are in life, doing it consistently every single day will get us closer to our goals. I want to suggest looking at 3 different categories. 1 is your mindset, which is your mental and spiritual health. 2 is your body, so your physical health. And 3 is focus, like productivity and clarity. From those 3 categories, pick either one habit from each or just one habit from one of those categories in general. So in your morning routine, what aligns with your goals or something that you want to work on? Is it mindset, body, or focus? If you think you can take on all 3 and you want to do small little actions for all 3, incredible, we're going to go over that. You want each habit that you're picking out to be 5 to 8 minutes or less. Just keep that in mind, because starting small, tiny actions, we will set ourselves up for success. If we're doing something small that we can repeat over and over and over, that in the morning, say we're not motivated, say we aren't feeling that well, if it is something so small, we're like, you know what, I can do this, I can get it over with, I can show up, I can do it on the hard days, on the good days, through rain, sickness, health, marriage. Here is an example. Say you make your cue when you wake up in the morning, and then you choose a little habit for mindset, body, and focus. And you say, okay, right after my alarm goes off in the morning, for my mindset, I'm going to write 3 things that I'm grateful for. After that, I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going to stretch for 7 minutes. Stretch, feel good. Then from there, I'm going to sit down at my kitchen table and I'm going to spend 8 minutes planning out my day, writing my to-do list for work. And this is my new little morning routine. Step number 3 is you are going to add a reward. Now remember, in the habit loop, you have a cue, a routine, and a reward. The reward's driving the habit loop. It's helping you form the pathway. When you get a cue, that trigger, your brain gets a taste of the reward and it wants it. So it's going to do that habit loop. Also, picking a reward, something that's actually like meaningful for you, is going to help you build that habit loop easier. Here are some examples of a reward. You could have your favorite cup of coffee or tea. So you go through into this morning routine and at the end, you get your favorite little drink. You get a little reward. It could be relaxing music. It could be checking off your habit tracker, saying you did your morning routine, like a little physical, like a little reward you get to see, small accomplishment. It could be journaling, one good thing that happened during your routine. It could be taking a picture and saying, I did my routine, and posting on Instagram. I don't know why, but that always makes me feel actually really accomplished. That's a reward for me. And why this actually works is because rewards teach your brain that completing the routine actually feels good, which helps the habit stick. And that is how you're going to create a 20-minute morning routine. Simple. You're going to pick a cue. You're going to pick your routine, 1 to 3 habits, and then you're going to pick your reward. You are creating a morning routine as a habit. Then you're going to repeat this over and over and over and over and over again. And you're going to give yourself the opportunity to see how a morning routine makes you feel physically, mentally, and how it allows you to change your life. Then you're going to repeat it. And if you feel ready, you can add on to it if you want. If not, you can just keep it at 20 minutes and keep repeating it. And you can see how it changes your life. And you can thank me later. Seriously, a morning routine will change your life. You deserve to feel like you have structure, like you're in control of your life. I have a list of a bunch of different habits that you could choose from for a morning routine, divided by different categories of mental health and mindset. Maybe you want to focus on self-care, physical health, productivity, spiritual. And then I also have examples of different morning routines I want to walk through. And then I also have examples of different rewards. So let's run through those. And these will all also be in the worksheet that you can download for free in the bio of this episode. First, here are some different habits that you could do. Again, remember, you want to keep these to like 5 to 8 minutes per habit. You want to get the hang of this morning routine before you add in anything crazy. In terms of mental health / mindset, maybe you want to do 3 deep breaths or a 60-second meditation. Maybe you want to write 3 things you're grateful for, or do affirmations, or you want to visualize your day. Maybe you want to do journaling, or you want to look up a motivational quote every day. For self-care, maybe you want to drink a glass of water with lemon, or you want to wash your face or do your skincare routine, or brush your teeth mindfully. For physical health, maybe you want to do a 5-minute stretch, or a quick 7-minute body weight workout or ab routine, something quick, light, easy. Maybe you want to go on a quick walk outside with your pet. For productivity and focus, maybe you want to write a 3-item priority list of your biggest tasks for the day. Maybe you want to write today's goals every morning. Maybe you want to start with a 2-minute inbox declutter. For spiritual or inner peace, maybe you want to start your day with a quick prayer or silent reflection. You could do a daily devotional. You could pray for someone. Those are just examples of a bunch of different habits that you could do in your morning routine. When it comes to rewards, we went over a few rewards that you could set for yourself when creating this morning routine, but let's go over a few more. Here are a few that are just simple, like your favorite cup of coffee or tea. I know we talked about that one. You could have your favorite smoothie as a reward, a nice flavored water or electrolyte drink. I love having electrolytes. You could have coffee outside. It's winter right now in Michigan. It's honestly miserable. I'm looking outside right now and it just looks horrible. But in the summer, a big reward for me is literally sitting outside with coffee and reading. Like anytime that I finish any big task, I'm like, I'm gonna go outside and sit on my little outside couch and I'm gonna read and just drink and hang out. That is such a reward for me. Think about what is an actual relaxing reward for you. Maybe you want a social media break after your morning routine. Amazing. Like maybe every single day you wake up and you go straight to your phone. Maybe you say, okay, I want to do this 20-minute routine and then I get to go on my phone. That's fine too. Whatever reward works for you. Maybe your reward for your morning routine is internal and it's just feeling accomplished for the day, or a sense of calm or clarity, or setting yourself up for success or having more energy and being able to think clearly. And instead you want to do a more meaningful milestone reward. So at the end of the first week of creating this routine, you get yourself something like your favorite coffee from a special place out, or you treat yourself to a special breakfast out, or you get a new book. I love doing a new book as a reward for a bigger habit. Or maybe you want to have a fun movie night at the end of the week to celebrate. Think about what reward would work best for you. And again, just like when I talked about picking the cue, your reward might have to change. Your routine for this morning routine might have to change. It's all about learning from yourself and just trying new things and adapting, learning and not giving up. Now let's go over some examples of different morning routines. For example, number 1, I based it on a college student, and it is a 20-minute morning routine with the goal of waking up calmly, feeling focused, and starting the day with momentum. The cue would be the alarm going off and your feet actually hitting the floor, like you're getting out of bed. The routine is 1, gentle stretching or body weight movement. 2, writing 3 priorities for the day while reviewing your class schedule, just getting aligned. And then 3, setting your backpack, laptop, or notes in your bag, everything set up by the door. Then your reward in that habit loop is enjoying your favorite drink like coffee, matcha, or a smoothie after all of that is done, and you're set up for success for the day. Quick little morning routine, 20 minutes, and you're aligned, you're ready. The next one is an example of a 20-minute morning routine for a mom with the goal of feeling calm, organized, and less reactive before the day starts. Say the cue is the alarm going off and you reaching over and drinking some water. The routine could then be light stretching or breath work, a quick self-care ritual like doing skincare, brushing your hair, taking deep breaths. And the next step could be reviewing your kids' schedule, your schedule, or making lunches or getting backpacks ready for the day. And then the reward is you go and sip coffee or tea in peace before your kids wake up, but you have everything structured, aligned, you're not stressed, you have it down to a routine. Now I have an example of a 20-minute morning routine for a 9-to-5 worker with the goal of starting the workday grounded, focused, and less stressed. I just like using the cue of like an alarm going off because everyone has basically wakes up to an alarm going off unless you wake up to like a baby. But the cue would be the alarm going off. The routine would be first breathing while doing affirmations or just journaling for 5 minutes. 2, writing your top 3 work tasks for the day while you're just sitting. And then 3, doing some type of light movement, whether that's say a YouTube 10-minute Pilates video or even just stretching, something to move your body. And then the reward is you can eat breakfast or enjoy your coffee after all of that is complete. My morning routine is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I'm so grateful that I made the choice to start and build one and create one. It has given me structure. It has literally given me so many things, so many opportunities. I feel so aligned in my mental health, physical health, with my relationship with God. There's so much that I've accomplished with a morning that has allowed me to feel like I have control over my life before work starts. That is what I want for you. Before ending this episode, either download that free worksheet or just think through what is a 20-minute quick little morning routine that you could start doing using those 3 steps. I love you. I believe in you. I will be back next week to go over a beginning nighttime routine, and I can't wait. Love you guys. Bye.